I know some people who just like these elite runners. I mean, I used to run doubles. I still run some doubles, but they'll do, 15 miles in the morning and then like 15 miles in the evening.
Casual.
And I would like to run an ultra at some point.
Yeah.
It is on my goal. Just for like the experience.
Right. That's how I feel about this Bryce Canyon thing. Like, dude, I'm going for an experience. Like, I'm not a runner, nor am I ever going to be. But I've also never done anything like this. And so I'm very curious about what I can learn from the endurance things, because for me as an athlete, like all the sports I've ever done, like I don't have any time to process my sport. I'm throwing or I'm lifting, like it's done in 2 seconds. And so all the feedback happens immediately with a number. Good or bad, I got as a result from where that thing landed.
Right.
With the cycling and running I've been doing, there's so much time to think about what's going on in it. That's so new to me. I've never had to do anything for 5 hours.
You can analyze things as it's happening. Like you can feel, which is one of the reasons that I like running in the dark and riding in the dark.
Oh, interesting.
Running in the dark is, or like sometimes I'll run on a straightaway in the morning. I'll close my eyes and you can feel like where your feet are hitting. You can feel like where your hamstrings are pulling. You can feel all these different pieces and like literally self-correct with your eyes closed as you're running or cycling. Like small little things. Like you said, like a lot of these sports, you don't have time to analyze that in real time.
No. Like everything for me is so explosive.
It's post.
Right. And so it's been a really interesting task to try to get better at, to get past that point of my voice saying, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing like you, man, to go one more. And like, man, I've adopted it. So if I'm doing a hour ride or, and some days it's like, all right, we're going to get on the bike for 30 minutes this morning. On the days that I don't want to do it, it's like, let's just go do 30 minutes. I'll lower the expectations all the way down to the intention of like, let's just pedal. And then all of a sudden, like I get to 30 minutes and I'm like, we could do more.
Yeah.
We're already at 30 minutes. What's another 3 minutes? And then I'm 10% over what I wanted to do. And like those gains add up.
It's just getting started.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and say like there haven't been rides and runs I don't want to do.
Of course. That's stupid.
There's days when I wake up like, I do not want to get on this freaking bike.
I do not want to do this.
But once I'm on, I'm like, well, I'm on it now.
Well, to me with training, like those are the days that matter. It's like if I can perform and get it done on the days that I don't want to do this and things aren't optimal and they don't feel good and I am a little tired and I can, that little bit of voice of like, we can rest today. No one will know. It doesn't make any difference. This run today won't be the deciding factor in your performance. Those are the days that voice is trickier to outwit. But man, if you can do it on those days, the days it feels good, it's rocket fuel. When you know it all lines up.
And it feels good at the end of the day when your head hits a pillow. Those are my favorite days, man, when like I get in bed at night and I look back at the day and I think like all the shit we did today, like everything that got done, all the training sessions, all the moves in business. Like I sit back and really reflect like that's why we're pushing forward.
Yeah. Like, man, I think it's like, I guess the way I feel about my life, and the way that I feel about every day is like, I want to finish on empty. Like, I'm not trying to have a bunch of reserves left over. I was thinking about just different people in the gym. And if I was to equate body types or training types or what the goal is to vehicles, and I know plenty of guys that are like fit and healthy, but don't compete in anything. And so I always look at that as like, you're a lifted truck on 22s. That's never dirty. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, I want to build a desert race truck. That's what I want this machine to be, like beat to shit, but I want it full go.
Yeah.
And so like whenever my time is up on this earth and I have to return my body back to whatever checklist of who gets to analyze it and go like, there's no resale value left on this one. We got to burn it. Like this one's not good enough to go. We can't fix it.
I was recently watching, this kind of like triggered a thought. Ford versus Ferrari.
It's great.
Great movie.
Great movie.
I was watching that on a plane. I forget I was going on my honeymoon actually. I was watching this, and the entire time I was thinking about like the similarities between these race cars and training for something in fitness as the RPMs.
Yeah.
Because I was so in depth with like marathon prep at that point.
Right. The RPMs are heart rate. That's exactly
RPMs are heart rate. So like there's this red line, and this red line is if you cross that, if you go too far over the red line, like
it's expensive.
It's expensive, and the car shuts down or the body shuts down. So you're teetering, because in the movie, he's teetering on this red line
all the time,
pushing it, and the vehicle's performing like a fucking beast. And that's where like these top tier athletes learn. This is how far I can push it without crossing that red line. And that red line is like this thin line.
And it gets thinner.
Yeah. And that's what I've learned to like when I'm training with these athletes, these Olympic time trials athletes in Austin or other athletes come train with me. You can tell who are elite athletes because they know where that line's at. Mm-hmm. And you can tell.
And they don't let ego get in the way.
And they do not.
No, they're playing the long game.
And they know their body, and they know when to stop. They know when to hold up. But when I watched this movie, I just kept thinking about fitness and like RPMs being heart rate and effort.
Yeah.